Hello, this is Mike with Custom Solar Quotes. We have a smaller bill that we're working on here, and then I was actually just had one being sent over to us right now from someone else whose mom actually had solar panels put in, and it took her almost 14 months because she had the wrong company. We went and looked them up, and lo and behold, F-rated company. Somebody came by, knocked on her door, convinced her not to make any moves. She paid too much money. The system is not performing like it should. She still has a bill, and she had it up there for so long. And so someone's referred her to me, and we're seeing if there's something we could do. But the best thing I could do is just say, do this kind of introspective looking and examining, due diligence before it gets installed, before you sign a contract with somebody. And if somebody tells you, oh, this deal won't be here tomorrow, tell them to go pound sand, okay? We'll give you a price, and if you want to look around, shop around, I mean, the way that I'm set up anymore, nobody can beat our price on the same equipment and everything else. And it's not only can't they beat it, they won't come close. Okay, I haven't had anybody within $5,000 or $6,000 since we've been doing this. So there are ways of selling the best equipment with the best installer and everything else, and just do it the right way. So let's just get on with life. Let me see, where's my little button? Let's get back to this. So here's an explanation. Someone says, well, what about if you had a smaller bill? All right, so here's one here. Annual bill around 220, around 2,500 a year. This is an average breakdown of what it's like. And the thing I want to share with you is that with the smaller bills, you got to remember with the utility companies, they charge here in Florida, they charge two rates. You get the first 1,000 kilowatt hours and a few fees at one rate. And then when you go over 1,000 kilowatt hours, then you get another rate. The problem with that is, and we'll go over this one right here, we'll get into this. The problem with that is that creates a problem with when we put solar on the roof, we're replacing the most expensive kilowatt hours first, or you're starting at the top. In this particular case, they got about a 1,400. Where was my math at here? Okay, here. Okay, 220. So the average kilowatt hours right here is around 1,499, 1,500 kilowatt hours. And so this is what they're averaging a month. So the first 1,000 is at the lowest rate, that and little fees, okay? And then when it goes over that, then it goes up around 18% or so, depending on the utility. And it's easy to do the math. If you send me your bill, we can show you what the increase is right off your bill. We'll let you do the math with your own calculator, okay? So in this case, you have twice as much at the low rate as you do at the high rate. So you got 500, 499 kilowatt hours at the higher rate, and then twice that much at the lower rate. So it's harder to make as much of an impact. It's not that it doesn't work. No, it absolutely works. Okay. In 10 years, if they'd have kept on just spending what they're spending right now, at zero interest, okay, at 0% increase, okay, it's $26,400, okay. So if the rates didn't go up at all, that's what I like about this. Here's 10 years, $26,000 is what you would spend in 10 years, okay. That's really close to what this bill is right now, okay. So if the rates didn't go up at all, okay, and that's because of the fees. I doubt, seriously, that it's going to happen that way, but let's move ahead to the 10-year payoff. This is the same thing because it all just transfers over. And as we can see, we are down here. Oh, I had this set up right here. I'll go over this quickly. Okay, so here we're at 11 years, and here we need 29 more months, which is 2 years and basically 5, almost 6 months. So we need 2.5 more years. So this is roughly plus this half here, about 14-year program if you just use the same amount. If your electric rates were to go up, and here is the math over here on this, in 5 years at a 4% increase, the last 4 or 5 years, the rates have been going up 5-10%. They normally don't go up that much, but they've definitely been going up 5-10% every year. We can't guarantee that in the future. And the spreadsheet that I show you, this is electric rates not going up at all. This is saying we're going to take this last average year's bill and we're going to use that as our basis, for forecasting. I would assume that they're going to go up in the future, but I'm not building that into these numbers. So obviously, for example, in 10 years, this would forecast that at the same bill you'd have spent $39,620. And if you don't believe it, I can show you, basically cost of doing nothing. So I have these little things about going up 4%, 5%, whatever amount, okay? We've been doing this for a long time. So basically, this would share with you that this would pay off against actual costs and expenses, $39,000 in 10 years, okay? Here's the other thing. What we call, a lot of companies call their normal solar rates, their normal solar loans. Our price on this, on the cash without the dealer fee would be $29,580. And here, going through most solar companies, the exact same thing. Nothing changed, okay? Going through very good finance companies, but how they do their fees, finances, and things like that, it is $38,000. The electric rates, or the interest rates, basically the same. The loan period on most of them now is 25 years, payment fixed through 12. And so you would have, what are you doing that way? Okay, so here the payment would be $197 a month. Over here it's $206. But the difference is, this is based on around 12, 13 years. This is based on 25 years. So in 25 years, you'd have a total of payments over here on this one, starting off, what's that? Almost $10,000 more. Total of payments is $70,000. Now this is assuming you're going to get the tax credit within 2 years, within 18 months. If in fact you didn't get the tax credit, and I'm trying to be really, really upfront and ask a lot of questions, then what will happen is that your total payments would be $84,521. Okay. Like I say in all the other videos, solar doesn't know how you paid for it. Okay, so if we use all the exact same parts, installers, everything, and if you go through this kind of financing, assuming you have decent credit and that type of stuff, then you can get this thing knocked out and paid for in around 10, 11 years. If you go through this over here, then you see how much more you're going to spend. Okay, it's a total weird amount. What would happen, instead of trying to save money every month on these smaller bills, if you put, I've already done this, so I know the number's 30. And so basically at $30 a month, again, assuming electric rates never go up, that this will be done with 10 plus 3 points. So basically 10 years and 4 months, okay? 3.68. So if we did 35. So your electric rates are going to go up this much money over that period of time based on a 4% increase, if in fact that's what they go up, okay? And so now we're paid for in less than 10 years. So if you put $35 extra a month, or if you want to stretch it out another year or two, but definitely you're not paying 25 years, okay? So that's basically a quick down and dirty. Did I show the solar panels on the house? And we normally do that. In this particular case, we're showing solar panels on the house. We would have had room that if you wanted to, we could have put solar panels all the way down the front. Get this right. Okay. We could have put solar panels there. We could have done different things. We could take some off down here. So there's plenty of room in this house to take care of this whole bill. That's the main thing I want to talk about is on this house. There's plenty of room to take care of his whole bill. This is actually a friend of mine, been dealing with him quite a few years. And I think one day he will just say, hey, let's get this done. But so we can make this work. Don't look at these numbers because this is a different type of financing setup. This is set up on a kind of a lease setup, but this is how much it would cost him if he went through a lease. It's terrible. But here we're just doing a comparison, so we're just showing, what is the difference? Well, why would you want to pay for something for 25 years and still not own it? Okay, so basically, this is what it is. This is a smaller job. It's another example of doing something and getting it taken care of, just doing a comparison. So this is Mike, Custom Solar Quotes. Even with small bills, we can make it work out. All right, thanks.